What is going on, fellow Wastelanders? Welcome back to the channel. Shock here. We are covering some news from the devs. Today we're talking about the return of Hyperborea Part 2. That's right, it's going to be a 3-part series. We are still waiting on Part 3, but let's take a look at what the devs have to say about February's Battle Pass today. Hello, we continue to learn interesting details about the novelties of the coming season. Today we will discuss a new module, a medium cabin, and a number of Hyperborean structural parts. So immediately, there's a cabin at the top. What are they going to say about it? Let's find out. So ammunition for the new invisibility module and boosters. Now, doesn't that look like a really cool version of a car jack? Like, that looks like an amazing version of a car jack. I just had to point that out. In general, the headline summarizes the main point quite well. As we learned from the first blog, the new legendary invisibility module will have a limited active time of 30 seconds. The players can use this time at their own discretion, enabling and disabling the invisibility effect. To increase this resource, you'll need a special module. Hyperborea's advanced development is a fuel and energy cell that charges the invisibility module, increasing its active time. The size of the cell allows it to be completely sunk in a special niche of the invisibility module. So an explosive cloak? Me cloaking, I am now becoming a nuclear bomb? That doesn't excite me anymore. It excited me until I realized I would have to put another bomb on my car. Anyway, in addition to fueling the invisibility generator, the new module contains additional fuel that can be used to increase the usage time of all boosters. But this bonus is not given for nothing. A lucky enemy shot or the explosion of a stray projectile can lead to the explosion of this cunning device. The engineers of Hyperborea certainly made sure that something more than a one-wheeled cabin remains after the explosion, but still don't forget about the explosive nature of this novelty. What does that mean? What does that mean? Something more than a one-wheeled cabin remains. They're sneaky. The devs are sneaky. That means something else. There's another perk to this, and it helps boosters. That's interesting. I don't know why it doesn't help ammo and stuff, but a very special module. I'm really curious of what it's going to do after it explodes now. Okay, I'm not going to lie with that. Now, they also announced the legendary medium cabin. Looks kind of cool. Not going to lie. Okay, it doesn't look that cool. It looks like a giant block of metal, but it looks cool. It's got that little light at the top. Anyway, a great example of how successfully the Hyperboreans are able to combine formidable and spectacular appearance with practical usefulness. Few will remain indifferent after the first look at the Whaler. It's a Whaler. That's what it's called, the Whaler cabin. In terms of speed, the new cabin slightly loses only to the Hippogriff, which is an excellent performance for a medium-type cabin. And in terms of tonnage and mass limit, it almost matches Beholder, a cabin that is quite popular in the Wasteland. So it's going to be faster than Beholder, almost as fast as the Hippogriff, but not going to hold quite as much mass as the Beholder. Very curious indeed. As for its perk, the vehicles with this cabin definitely shouldn't be afraid to get in the middle of combat, because that is the essence of this cabin's unique mechanics. The cabin absorbs a part of the impulse from projectiles hitting the armored vehicle, nearby explosions, as well as from the recoil of its own weapons, and converts them into a charge. A fully accumulated charge can be activated, which will significantly increase the damage of your projectiles, their speed, and their impulse on hit. Impulse on hit? No. No, we're gonna have like 4 toadfishes charging this thing and then launching me across the map. No impulse on hit. What are you doing? No. Maybe projectiles and the speed will make typhoons useful. Will typhoons be good? But impulse on hit. We got to take a moment of silence for everyone that is constantly being hit by toadfishes and flying across the map. It's about to get real in the Wasteland, ladies and gentlemen. An armored car properly assembled on the basis of this cabin can not only survive an attack, but also punish the enemy for their audacity and self-confidence. A real find for heavy weapon enthusiasts. So all of a sudden, people whip out the kaiju and blast you with one shot of the kaiju, and you're just flying across the map. Let's go. I'm actually kind of excited now. I'm ready to see these tiny ass builds fly across the map with that cabin. They're not gonna be tiny builds, of course, but it's gonna be hilarious. I hope it's everything I'm dreaming of right now. And finally, we invite you to take a look at some of the structural parts that will arrive in the valley, along with the Hyperboreans. Massive, heavy, and durable 5x6x4 bumper. Is that the first 5x6x4 bumper of its kind? It looks like that like train plow, but not as train plowy, if that makes sense. Some new slopes. Oh, you mean I'll be able to build less boxy builds? That's so good. New slopes look actually really good. They look like they're gonna be heavy as hell. All these parts honestly look like they're just straight up mass. Composite bumper, what up? New bumpers. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? Weapons just got even harder to strip. That is gonna be such a good bumper to hide your weapons. Look at the structural integrity of that beauty. That's nice. That looks like it's gonna go in front of everyone's weapons. I'm not gonna lie. See you in the final parts of these devlogs. It will be entirely devoted to the new weapons of the Northerners and the remaining structural parts. There'll be something excited about 3 different weapons for playing styles, and I want to touch on what one of those weapons are, ladies and gentlemen, if I haven't lost you yet for the video. I forgot to mention this in the first update, but check and look at what one of the weapons could be. All right. And yet, this resource can be used to increase the cost of your safety and to delight of your opponent who like to target explosive models. Yes, we will also discuss the weapon, which can literally make one feel the cold of the vast northern land. So here they were talking about a freeze array of sorts in part 1. In part 2, they mentioned there's going to be 3 new weapons. I am super excited about that. What do you guys think is going to be? We got a freeze ray as a possible. We're going to go with the thong. And what else? What else are they going to release? You guys let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of this battle pass? I'm actually kind of excited for it, as well as nervous. I don't want to get everything I own nerfed again, but it is the way. It is the way. Definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I want to take a moment. Thank you to all of our Wasteland supporters for making this possible by joining our YouTube channel or leaving a super thanks, super chat. It means a lot to help us grow. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video.